All right, here we are with the washer, and I'm just going to show the basic reassembly process should I have to do this again. So I've already done this, but there's a little plastic plate here. It's kind of a protector for coins or paper clips or whatever, not to get trapped between the wash basin and the wash basket. So it's just one little 1/4 inch screw right there, so that plate goes on. Here's a spline, and the spin basket, wash tub, I don't know what it's called. It basically sets on here, and you have to align the wash basket until you feel it kind of slide down. Okay, you can kind of hear it. Okay, there we go. So now it's on there. And then the next thing I'm going to do is put this collar on. It's like a plate, and you can see kind of debris in there. I think all this stuff is normal. I haven't noticed anything. Let me get that. Okay, now I did notice that some of the screws were stripped out when I took these out. So what I did is went to the hardware store and I got number 10 by 1 inch pan head Phillips screws. And these are stainless steel, of course, just so they won't rust. And we're going to go ahead and put those in. So this plate here, kind of lined up, it's 6 screws. And you got to get the plate lined up on the spline so that it lines up with the screw holes, and that's okay. So I'm one off. So I can see the trick here is going to be, well, let me see if I can slide this around. I think I'm off just one tooth on the spline. That looks pretty good right there. Okay, so now that that's the case, I'm going to switch my impact drill out from a 1/4 inch to just a regular Phillips. I'll go ahead and put this in. One, and I'm not going to ratchet them down all the way yet. I want to make sure that all my screws can get in there. And then I'm going to take the best of these. So an example would be, whenever you're doing disassembly, you want to look at your threads, and it's not worth putting in, if there's a concern that you're going to take this apart again, you don't want to put bad screws in. So there's a good example. You can see that one's just stripped right out. So we're not going to put that one back in. We're looking for the 3 best. And so that one's really bad. So it looks like this one, and then the best of these two probably looks like this one. So those will go back in. If they don't come out easy, they're not going to come out easy again. There we go. So now I'll go ahead and drive the rest of these down. No need to overly tighten. Okay, now the next thing is there was this clip here. It kind of came in here. There's a couple of holes. You can see like that, and I noticed that I don't really know what purpose this serves, but it was clipped in. I don't know if I have this upside down. I don't know, it looks like a shim of some kind. Some sort of collar. Maybe I might have to back these screws up. I'm not. Oh, I can see the 2 guides. You can see them right there. There's one channel there and there's one channel there. So this thing slides like that. And so I'll I'm sure that's to keep the top part of this nice and tight, so this all spins as one unit. To take it out, I just took a screwdriver and kind of like knocked it out the same way. So we know that that's in. And the next step is probably the most recognizable part, which is the agitator. Now I found some dimes and paper clips and stuff down in there. I see an arrow here. I don't really know what that arrow is for, because I'm not a repairman, so I will look for an arrow here. I don't see one. So you can see the spline in there again. So I'm just going to put this back together. All right, that seat's there. I do remember it was just a 9/16 ratchet. So I think what I did, if I recall, because I didn't have a socket set, I just used a simple pair of vice grips to get in there. All right. So we'll just thread that in by hand. Now I'm not a appliance repairman. I'm a homeowner that has a problem with his washer. There was a humming sound that I believe was coming from the discharge pump underneath the washer. So on the bottom line is I really didn't have to take all this apart, but I am glad I did, because now I know how to do it. Plus I was able to find some coins and bobby pins and other debris that basically got underneath here and was susceptible to going in there. So the first thing I wanted to check, which really I did have to take this, at least this off, to look in there to see if anything was blocking. So now I'm kind of using these vice grips to tighten that nut down nice and snug. And then this little cap, some lint. I got a lot of lint and debris out of here. You can see the 3 prongs there line up with these 3 channels again. And so I think that just pops down. Gotta line these up. There we go. Last piece, and this was pretty easy again. There's this collar, and this collar has, it's similar to a bucket. This collar has these little knockouts here, and you'll see along the edge of the plastic wash basin, you can see these little plastic tabs, and they're equally spaced. And so this, I do remember that this was for fabric softener. So there's the fabric softener bleach kind of cup. And so that does have to be placed here on this corner because of that right there. But after that, this piece should just kind of line up and then just, and that is how to put the wash basin back together. Make sure that it spins. And then I just want to draw your attention to these front clips. There's 2 on each side of the front. And so really it was pretty simple. This lid just comes back and there's a hole there. So basically what I'm going to do is drop this down on and then kind of pull it forward. And then last, on the back, there is a channel right here that goes on. You can see this little tab here. It's kind of a locator. It goes in that hole right there. So that goes there. Couple of 1/4-inch screws, and then the last thing is I want to draw your attention to this right here. What connects the lid back to the washer. I mean, there's one here, and there's one, of course, on each side. So just a couple more screws, and then we've got this put back together. I think I'll be able to get the repair done 100% from the bottom. That's it.